Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, brothers, man? What's going on, IP here, International Passport, man? If you're here with me, type on one in the live stream chat, man. If you're here with me, type on one in the live stream chat. Who's here, bro? Who is here? Type on one. Type a one in the live stream chat. Y'all good? Who's here, man? Type on one in the live stream chat. If you're here with me, brothers. Type a one. Who's here, man? Type of one, how's the audio? Is the audio good? Black Haze in the building, man. Boba Slug, what's up, Haze? Been a minute, bro. Hope you're well. What's going on, man? Who else is here? Type of one. Who's here, man? I miss you, brothers, man. Audio good? Fantastic. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get as much people in before we start the stream. Want to say shout out to you, bros, man. Hope you're doing well, man. We got a very interesting live stream today. I'm back, bro. Made City in the building. Richard Thomas in the building. Sources Freedom Abroad says, I only dated older women in the States. I only date older in DR, where I live. Not messing around with no young woman. Period. No thanks. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna be here, right, for another classic live stream, right? Reactions, commentary, etc. But first of all, brothers, if you can hear me loud and clear, type on one in the live stream chat, please. Type on one, please. And of course, if you want to support IP and the channel, hit the super chats tonight throughout the stream. Join the Patreon, right? I just dropped again around 10 clips on Patreon. The Patreon's classic, bro. Tajikistan, Australia, all the intel you need 2026 on the Patreon right now. So make sure you go and join the Patreon Diamond tier if you need recent intel on many countries. All right. So let's get straight into it. All right. So the theme of today's live stream is, is it worth it? The pros and cons in dating young foreign women as passport bros. Now on this channel, Rob, I'll keep her a buck. I've always preached for men to go after younger women, and I've always said, brothers, right, 19 to 23, 24 is a sweet spot. All right, but I think even 24, 25, I wouldn't consider that a younger woman. Right, I would say 19 to 22. Okay, now I want to talk about the pros and cons in dating such women. So how about we get the good part of the way first, right? So what are pros in dating young women as passport bros? Now, we as passport bros want to be in Japan, Colombia, Brazil, Morocco, right? And of course, we want to indulge in, younger women, right? 21, 22, 2019, right? So I think, right, there are many positives and negatives in dating younger women, okay? And type of one, if you're here with me, we got 26 people. Type of one, we on Kick, we on Rumble, we on Twitch, we on Facebook Live. So type of one if you hear me right now, right? So I want to talk about, right, the pros in dating young women. Okay. Number one, right? You, brothers, right? You are getting a woman at her absolute peak. Okay. You're getting her where she's most fertile, most beautiful, most youthful. 21, 20, you are getting literally a woman in her prime. So that's a pro. Most men who have made it as passport bros, whether you're 40, 45, 30, 35, right? You don't want to date, most men don't want to date a woman that's 35 or 40. I'll keep her a buck. Okay? Most men, when they've made it, right, when they're in their 30s, 40s, they're going to go for a younger woman. And it makes sense because we as men have to build value. Women are born with value. Okay. Now, you're getting a woman at her actual peak as well, right? She's more energetic, right? More fertile, right? More, more on your page, right? Easier to mold her into the woman you want her to be. right? As she's a younger woman, okay? She's not set in her ways. There's a saying called "You can't teach your old dog new tricks." Okay, well, young women are not old. Okay, so you can teach them a few things here and there. Okay, so that's definitely a pro there. And when we talk about foreign women, right, who are obviously, from Brazil, Colombia, etc., etc. These are some of the most beautiful looking women on earth. 21, 22, 19, 20, right? Who doesn't want that? Let's keep it buck. Who doesn't want that? I'm just keeping it real, okay? That's definitely one pro in dating younger women as a passport, bro. Number two, younger women are more fun to be around, more energetic, right? Will push out of bed. They want to do things, right? They don't want to. They won't say they're tired or blah blah blah. They literally want to go out and do things with you. Okay, and younger women make you feel young. Now, I'll be real with you, right? A lot of bros in this space are not dudes who are 21, 22. A lot of men in this possible space are dudes in their 30s, late 20s, 40s, dudes who have actually worked themselves up to value. Okay, right? And these are men that they may be tired and they need that youthful energy in their life to, hey, let's go gym. Hey, let's go do shopping, right? Younger women give you energy, whereas old women they don't offer that, right? I'm just throwing out pros here in terms of why you want to go for a younger woman as a passport, bro. Okay, so I've spoken about you know youth. I spoke about younger women giving you more energy. Now with younger women, right, you're dealing with a woman that is, let's say, more than likely admire you. You bring in wisdom. You bring in a certain character that she needs where her life may be chaotic. She don't have guidance in her life. You come in as an older wise man and you guide her, right? You guide her through the motions. Do that, do this, do that. Be easy, be calm, right? And I feel like, you know, that's definitely a pro in dating a younger woman. Number four, right? I would say like young women have less emotional baggage. Unless she's a 3 or 4, right? A foreign woman who's 21, 22 isn't going to be throwing that box around or having multiple boyfriends. It's possible. That's why we say you bet your woman very well, right? But she'll have less emotional baggage from previous long-term relationships or commitments or even divorce, right? So now I want to get all these pros out of the way first because now let's talk about the cons here. Okay, it's not all perfect with younger women. I'll keep her a buck, right? And I want to talk about how, like, you know, as I've grown wiser and peep game, everything isn't all peaches and cream with younger women. Okay, now I have a scenario for you brothers, right? Let's say you meet a woman who's 20 and 21 and 22 and she's in university, okay, and she's going to graduate or she's graduated. You meet her, you hit her off, you're dating her, right? Your brother, right, you're 35, you want to have kids. Do you really think, brothers, do you really think a 22-year-old 21-year-old chick, right, whether she's Western or foreign, is going to have a baby with you as soon as possible at 23, 24, right outside of university? I want you to think here, brothers, right? Because on this channel, we talk about the real topics here that no one else speaks about. Do you really think a chick who was recently graduated from university, right? You meet her, you're dating her, you hit it off, she's 21, you're 35, you're 33, whatever, right? But you want to have a kid. Because guess what? There is a male peak. There is a male peak. The older men get, right? I've read that like there could be complications, for men as you grow older to have kids. Okay, there is a male peak. So you're like you want to have your first kid. You're 35, right? You got money, blah blah blah, and you meet the woman of your dreams. Be honest with yourself here. Why is she gonna have a kid with you at 22, 23, right outside of university? Does the average young woman want that? Be real here. She has spent 3 or 4 years at university, right? She has spent 3 or 4 years at university, okay? And you think and you think that you can just come in, right, and pop out kids with her. I'm just being real here, brothers. And that's why I tell these young dudes, right? If you're coming at university, don't waste the opportunity. Lock down a good chick there, man. Lock down a decent chick. Because I think, right, if a woman who's foreign has gone to university, unless you're supremely rich, right, why on earth is you going to have a kid at 22 and 23 right outside of university, whether she's Muslim or Christian? Let's be real. Let's be real. And most guys, right, will probably won't even be financially set, right, to look after her. So she has your kid at 23, at 22, okay? And then she has to raise that kid. So that's going to be another year or two out of work. She's 24, 25. She has no work experience. She has no work experience. Nothing. I'm just being real here, brothers. I'm really being real here. Do you think that you can pull and get away with that kind of scenario in a country like Japan and South Korea, first world countries? I'm just being real here, brothers. Even Brazil. Right? Now, there are exceptions to this. Perhaps you get a hairdresser who's a woman or a bar girl, but we don't want bar girls, right? A woman who didn't go, or a chick, right, who didn't go to university. But listen, most women nowadays go to university. I'll be real with you, brothers. Most guys the women they date have been to university. Why the hell, right, is a young woman, right, not going to make use of her education? Like it just dawned on me the other day. Like, on this channel, I've been pitching about how we as passport bros have to get younger women, and that's great. But let's say you want to have kids. So let's say you're 35 years old, right? Are you gonna wait 5 years, 7 years until she's 27 or 28 to have your first kid? I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it real. I'm really just keeping it real here, brothers. Like, the only way you're gonna get a young chick, right, who's gonna pop out a kid for you at 21, 22 is somewhere in Africa or let's say Southeast Asia. And guess what? Her life is gonna be stay-at-home mom, and your life's gonna be bread maker, breadwinner. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm keeping it real. Like, a lot of dudes, right, would say, hey, go in Japan, right? I'm going to get me a young chick. Okay, that's great. Well, I'll be real with you, right? A lot of young women in Japan go to university, they're educated. She will not, I guarantee you, pop out a kid at 22, 23 before she starts her career. Even at the beginning of her career at 22, 23, out of university, she ain't popping no kid out, bro. I need you brothers to start thinking start thinking critically, brothers. Start thinking critically, right? This ain't no game, I think that's a con to dating younger women. And there's a certain YouTuber right now. Okay, I won't mention him because I don't know if his girlfriend's actually older than him. I think she is, right? I think she's older than this YouTuber who's a traveler as well. Okay, and it kind of makes sense why this YouTuber has gone for an older woman. It makes sense. It really does. I really feel like if you like, I feel like as black men, we have had poor mentorship. We should have been told at university, do your best, lock down the same woman in your courses, right? Whether she's doing business, international relations, whatever, get a good chick, lock it down, right? So that means you graduate together, you work together, and you're both 27, 26, pop out your first kid, or you're both 28, 29, right? If you're a 35-year-old dude dating a 21-year-old chick, right, which is great, that's all right, okay? But let's say you want a kid. Let's say you're 38, you want your first kid, and you're dating a woman who's 22 or 23. That is right at the beginning of her career, bro. And let's say she works at Google, bro. Let's say you meet a Brazilian chick, she works at Google Brazil. She's 23. Do you really think that she's gonna pop out a kid for you and go on maternity leave, brothers, right? At the beginning of her career. Again, she ain't 30, she ain't 31, she ain't 29. This is at the beginning of her career, bro. The average young woman will not and is unlikely to pop a kid out at the beginning of her career, bro. I'm keeping her a buck. So what does that mean? It means that for the most part, if you're a 35-year-old dude, 36, 30 plus dude, right, late 20s dude, and you want your first kid, it's unlikely you will get that from a woman who went to university. In fact, I encourage you to not go for women who go to university or who went to university. You probably want a hairdresser chick, a woman who works at Starbucks. I'm keeping her a buck. A woman working at flipping McDonald's. I'm keeping her a buck. Because you come in, right, with your resources, okay? You come in as a wiser man. She's 22, working at Starbucks, right? Brothers, I think it's possible, right? You have to understand that, like, I'm really just like understanding the dynamics here, right? I'm just being real here. You got like even like in East Asia, you ain't getting no young chick in East Asia to pop out a kid for you, bro. I'm keeping her a buck. You ain't getting no young chick in East Asia, in Korea, China, Japan. How many of them? How many? Go on social media right now. How many 22-year-old, 23-year-old Asian women are popping out kids? You don't see it, man. But you see in Africa, you see in Southeast Asia, you see it in some parts of South America. And this might sound messed up, right? But brother's gonna go to poorer countries if you want that woman. I'm being real. I'm being real. I'm just being real here. Like, like, and I'll be honest with you, right? I feel like we have been we have been ishing, keeping it PG, on older women for a minute now, and that's got to stop, bro. Because if you want a kid, right, 26, 27-year-old chick, right? She's probably ready to have a kid. You're 35. It kind of makes sense. She won't be a virgin though. Unfortunately, she won't be a virgin. She won't be a virgin. It's unfortunate, but she won't be a virgin. She won't be a virgin. Damn. Like, If you have a virgin woman right now, praise God, bro. I just wish that I had better mentorship when I was growing up, bro. The knowledge I know right now, I wish I knew when I was 21 and 20. It kind of makes sense if you're a 35-year-old dude to be dating 29-year-old chicks, even 30-year-old chicks. I'll keep it a buck. At this point in time right now, I'm just being real here, man. Like, life doesn't turn out how you want it to be a lot of the times. Oh, younger woman, virgin, 22, 21, 22-year-old virgin, pop out kid for me at 23. I don't think that's happening, bro. I really don't. But okay, but you get you a 27-year-old chick, 20-year-old chick. Okay, it's possible, very possible. She won't be looking good as a 21-year-old chick though, but she pop out a kid for you ASAP. She won't be a virgin. Just pray she ain't got too much bodies, bro. Just pray she ain't got too much bodies, man. This is so sad, bro. Like, if you really want a young chick and you want kids, forget about East Asia, forget about Japan, bro. Because listen, a lot of you bros, you love Japan, you love South Korea, you love Japan, you love Taiwan, right? Right? Heck, even Kazakhstan. You ain't gonna get no 22-year-old chick popping out kids for you the next year or two, bro. That is right at the start of her career. Okay, so okay. Let's just say right. Okay, let's say right. You meet a 21-year-old chick, right? She pops out a kid for you, and you want another kid 2 years later. That's not happening, bro. Because every time she pops out kids, her career is getting derailed, bro. Now, the only way I see it happening, right, is if you are rich, if you are feel level of wealth, that I potentially see a chick, especially with AI coming in taking jobs, especially with the economy looking rocky, especially with jobs being taken away. I do see some chicks that say F it, right? Let her just be a stay-at-home mom, live an easy life. But if you want a chick like that, right, you need to have money, bro. I'll keep her a buck. You need to have money. The only way I foresee a chick that won't even think about doing an education further or working after university, right? Is if you come in with money, bro, and resources, and I'm talking like at least a mil, at least a mil or two. I'll keep it a buck. You better have a house or a nice flat, right? You better have a car, right? You better be able to pay for her expenses, the kid, right? Because she will essentially be a stay-at-home mom, bro, for the rest of her life, or for the next couple years, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck, right? So I'm gonna say, right, like personally, think about think about what's really right here. Think about what's really, the right choice here and the right commitment here, you know? Right? Now, I'm not saying dudes should go after women who are 35, right? I'm saying brothers should give women who are 25, 26, 27, 28 a chance, man. Especially if you want kids. But if you don't want kids, it's cool. It's cool. And the thing is, right, can some of you dudes can the average dude, right, who's 35 pull a 20-year-old chick? Some women are really against age gaps. So I saw a clip the other day on social media that said that I might try to find it, right. The woman on average said that the guy has to be at least at most 2 or 3 years older, right? And that's why I tell brothers get your passport, because 10 years is cool, 8 years is cool when you go abroad, okay? But I'm seeing some of this Western talk creep up abroad. It's in Japan, South Korea, etc., etc. Right? Most women, right? A lot of women, 2 years, 4 years max, bro. I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm just keeping it real. You need to pray that the older woman that you get, okay, is some sort of woman that is basically a femcel. Can't get a dude. Dudes don't look at her, and that's why I personally like don't be like, oh, she's so pretty. Forget about the pretty girls, bro. As long as your girl don't look like Shrek, as long as she don't look like Shrek, go for her, bro. You want a woman that has no attention from dudes, man, right? And and guess what? It's that's why I tend to avoid the very pretty girls. But if you're a guy that doesn't want kids, then you dating younger women is all fine and well. But guess what? A lot of bros in the passport bro space, they want to have kids. But can you have a kid? Can a 21-year-old chick pop out a kid for you at 22 or 23? I think it's possible. But you have to be realistic here. There are probably only 3 continents on this earth that's possible to actually meet a woman like that. Africa, Africa, bro. And that's why I keep telling you, brothers, right? Don't sleep on black women. Don't sleep on sisters, bro. Don't sleep on sisters. Don't. Don't sleep on sisters, bro. Don't sleep on Africa, the Caribbean, or black women. And this might sound messed up, right? But the poorer a country is, the better, the more likely your chances are to meet a 21 year old, 22, 23 that will pop out a kid ASAP. I'm keeping it a buck. Because you're coming in with Western currency, whether it's pound, dollars, Canadian dollars, right? That's far stronger. And you live in her country. I think a lot of women would take that deal. I'm being real. But guess what? You are not doing that in East Asia. You are definitely not doing that in Japan, bro, or South Korea, or Taiwan. You ain't doing that, bro. You know why? These are rich countries. The richer a country is, the more likely a young woman has no interest in popping out a kid that early, bro. She's gonna wait 10 years, late 20s, early 30s to have a kid or two, and that's it, bro. And that's why throughout the years, I've told you, bros, invest, right? Invest, get into IT, right? Work a good career. I'm telling you, because I listen. Most of us here, we want a young, fertile woman. 20, 21, 22, 23. That's a sweet spot right there, bro. Right? And if it goes super well with her, you start thinking about kids. You start thinking about, family. Are you gonna wait until she's 30 or 29 to have your first kid, and you're in your 30s, bro? You're 35, you're 36. What 40, 45 gonna be your first kid, bro? 50 gonna be your first kid because she has to build her career, right? That definitely ain't happening in Europe. That definitely is not happening in Europe or East Asia. So that right there is a major con in dating younger women, right? Major con. I just thought about the other day, like, why would a woman who's out of university pop out a kid and delay her career? It don't make any sense. It really don't. Unless she's not really interested in like working for the boss, working in a corporate job. She wants to be a family homemaker, and that's possible, particularly in certain religious circles. But you gotta have money, bro. You gotta have money. You gotta have money. Because guess what, right? Like, the phase for men, right, is that decade where, okay, you spend your 20s building, man. You spend your 20s building, blah blah blah. 30s, most men want to go for 21-year-old, 22, 23. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You've built yourself up. And it also begs over question is, can you actually pull a young thing? Right? Because guess what? I see a lot of dudes who are in their phase, man. They look rough. They look rough. They ain't looking after themselves. Not moisturizing, not hitting the gym, not eating right, not sleeping right. Yeah, money matters to women, right? But at least look good as well, bro. At least look good. At least look good. I'm telling you, man, life isn't a game, bro. All these different nuances you have to take into account. Oh, I want a young thing, blah blah blah. Okay, that's great, bro. Oh, I want to have kids with with a 20-year-old chick. Okay, what country? Oh, South Korea. Ain't happening, bro. Ain't happening. Go Africa. And that's what I'm telling you, brothers. Start liking black women again, right? Start loving your own woman again. Start liking black women again, please. Because Africa, listen, from my research so far, right? All roads lead to Africa, bro. Right? And if you don't like BWs, I'm sorry, you're losing out. Because if you really want to have this conservative young thing, your own spot, blah blah blah, in a country with a weak currency, Africa is it. Africa is it. I'm just keeping it real, bro. I definitely do see. I foresee a lot of 23-year-old women, 22-year-old women popping out kids in Africa for you. I foresee that, bro. Right, and that's a good deal. Like this Asian thing, right? That a lot of brothers are on, blah blah blah. I mean, it can work out, but we have to be realistic here. What do you want from this movement? What do you want from this life? What do you want from this movement, bro? I'm just posing that question right there. What's gonna work for you, right? What's the most reasonable outcome for you as a man on this earth and in this movement? We are 4 years away from 2030, brothers. And I've been preaching about this 6-month wifey tour. You gotta do it, bruv. You gotta do it. You gotta do it. Right? And I'll be honest, I'll be dead honest with you, right? There'll be a time where we have to rule out East Asia, bro. Because again, it's a rich continent, educated woman. The average 21-year-old, 22-year-old Japanese girl, she ain't popping out a kid. The average 22-year-old Japanese, sorry, the average 22, 23-year-old South Korean chick, right? Taiwanese chick, they're not popping out kids. Are you mad? That bitch want to work at Samsung. Sorry for my language, man. She want to work at Samsung, bro. She want to be on a gram, right? Flexing. I'm working at Samsung, blah blah. I'm just keeping her a buck, bro. She want to travel, right? But if you can go to a poorer country, or a country not as rich as flipping East Asia, it can work out. I'm not saying give up in East. I'm not saying give up in Japan. I'm not saying give up in Taiwan or South Korea. I'm saying you have to look at what's reasonable here. You have to look at what's more realistic here. Now, maybe you don't want any kids. If you don't want any kids, then ignore my words. Ignore my words. Ignore my words. But a lot of us do want kids. And I was thinking the other day, like a 22-year-old, 23-year-old from Japan, from South Korea, from flipping Kazakhstan. I don't think she's gonna give up her career or she's gonna delay her career for a kid at 22, 24. Unless you're super rich, bro. Unless you can give her a lifestyle that she knows that, okay, I don't want to be in the office all day. Let me be at home, pop out kids. I'll keep her a buck. I'll keep her a buck. Man, we need to level up as men. Build that wealth, man. Build that wealth. We got to do it, man. Right? Because guess what, right? Let's say you got 5 million liquid or 5 million in assets, right? And a chick kind of gets the idea that, you got it made. And you show her a lifestyle you can afford, that you can give to her. And you show her a lifestyle that you can give to her, right? Either she works 9 to 8, 9 to 6 in the corporate world, all bored, or she comes with you, pops out kids, she ain't got to work again, or for the first couple of years. We got to build, man. I'm telling you, and shout out to Jam, right? Who been in like Jam. He can do this, bro. I don't know if he's watching right now, but he can actually do this lifestyle, bro. He's been investing since he was like 20, 21, right? Now he's got it made, right? Probably multiple 6 figures in his stock accounts. He goes to flipping, let's say, Vietnam, gets a chick there, right? It's possible, bro. You see, I feel like if you want a young chick and you want kids, it's either Africa, Southeast Asia, or some parts of South America, right? Some parts. Venezuela, absolutely. Yes, definitely Venezuela. Colombia, 50-50. Brazil, 50-50. But the top two are Africa or Southeast Asia. Forget about East Asia, bro. I'll keep it a buck. I'll keep it real. It's just not. It's just too rich. Women that are too educated. You're not gonna find no woman that's. You definitely will find a 22-year-old chick who's Taiwanese and loves you, but she ain't gonna pop out kid for you. In fact, she probably delete that. I want to keep it PG. She finds out she's pregnant. She's just gonna delete that, bruv. I'll keep it a buck. I'll keep it a buck. I had to get this out of my mind, bro. Because I want the best for brothers. I want the best for men in this movement. I want the best for black men and men in this passport bro movement. Like, stop dreaming fake dreams. It's okay to dream, but dream realistically. Don't be 39, 40, don't be 50, don't be 55, don't be 52, dreaming about, I'm gonna get me a 20-year-old chick. She's gonna be a stay-at-home mom. Okay, dude, from what country? What country specifically? Okay, if you're talking about Japan, shut up. It ain't happening. If you're talking about Ghana, okay, yes, big possibilities. If you're talking about Taiwan, get out my face, bro. If you're talking about Vietnam, okay, big possibility. Okay, how much money you got, bro? What job do you have? Right? Are you willing to live? Are you willing to live? Are you willing to live in? Are you willing to live in her own country and leave the West? Because guess what? You can't do this stuff in the West, bro. Live in her country, have kids there, because your currency goes further there. Like it's more than just women, bruv. It's more than just chicks, bro. Can you build? Can you sustain yourself? Can you build pillars for you that will help you live this lifestyle, bro? I just want the best for men. I really just want the best for men, bro. But I want men to stop being so deluded. Listen, I'll keep it a buck. I've been deluded, bro, for a minute now. I've been deluded. You know, like for example, right? Like, why would a 21-year-old chick pick a 35-year-old guy over a 26-year-old dude in his prime? High testosterone, ripped. Just think about it, bro. Unless you're 35, also ripped, looking good, style on point. But how many 35-year-old dudes look after themselves? Not a lot, bro. They let themselves go. Bruv, I'm telling you, man, I'm hungry for this ish, man. I want the best for brothers. I want the best for brothers, man. Shout out to Ross for the super chat. Shout out to you, bro. You were the main guy. You were the main guy against all the women, bro. Like, but I'll keep it real, right? I'm not saying go for women who are 50, 45. Go for women who, let's say who are 39. I'm not saying that, bro. I'm just saying that, bump up a bit. It's okay. I'm saying that if you want a kid, okay, let's say you're in Taiwan right now, right? Let's say you're in Taiwan, all right, and you want a Taiwanese chick, right, to have your kid. You're better off going for a woman who's 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I'll keep her a buck. Let's say you have a strong liking for Taiwanese women, right? And you want a 20-year-old chick, 21, 22. Ain't gonna happen, bro. Yes, you can pull a 20-year-old chick, but there'll be no kids with in that arrangement. Unless she's a hairdresser, working at McDonald's as a career, yes, it's a possibility. But you're probably gonna meet a woman out of university. So if you want a kid with a Taiwanese chick, you're gonna have to go older, bro. I'll keep it a buck. Now, if you want a chick, right, with a young woman, 23, 22, and she's black, go to Africa, go Kenya, go Ghana, go Nigeria, go Ethiopia. Why? Because these countries are nowhere near as rich as Taiwan and these Asian countries. This might sound messed up, but part of being a passport bro is actually going to poor countries to get better success. And I don't care how that sounds. I don't care how that sounds to you stupid ass feminists. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn, bro. I don't give a damn. I have run out of giving any type of fucks anymore, bro. I'm sorry for my language, right? I'm just keeping it a buck, keeping it real. I don't care how that sounds. Yeah, go to poor countries and yeah, get a chick if that works for you. I don't give a damn how that sounds. I don't care. Shout out to Russ for the support. You were obsessed with virgins, not us. Why you change? I mean, brother, I pray I get a virgin. If I don't, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Some things, you get lucky. Some things you don't. I feel like if you're a young brother right now, university, a lot of women there who are virgins, lock one up ASAP, bro. Lock one up ASAP. Don't forget Central America. Facts, bro. Absolute facts. Honduras, Potential. I think Panama's 50-50 because I remember when I was in Panama, I did meet a lot of educated women there at university, 21, 22. I did meet some that would probably be down to be stay-at-home wives, you know. Um, but I think the main thing here, you have to get your mind right, bro, and and be sensible and understand what's feasible. And don't be stupid, bro. I'm 55. I'm 58. You know, I'm a man. I'm always gonna be my prime, bro. I'm always gonna be my prime, bro. Blah blah blah. Shut up, man. Shut up, bruv. Right? Men have a peak. Men have a peak, and I'm gonna keep saying that. Men have a peak. And guess what? And I know for a fact, right? A lot of you dudes ain't got a low body fat. I know for a fact that a lot of you dudes ain't got a low body fat. I know for a fact that a lot of you dudes don't eat high protein, right? You ain't in the gym every day or 4 times a week or 3 times a week. You don't drink water. I know for a fact that a lot of you do smoke. You smoked out, bro. You smoke that green, those ciggies, and you out here telling me that you're 58, and you sort of, oh, oh, we don't age out, bro. You know, we different than women, bro. I know for that you dudes are just capping, man. Yes, bro, absolute cheat code. I'm probably at 10.5 body fat right now. It's a cheat code, bro. My jawline is popping right now, man. My upper jawline, bro. I never knew I had cheekbones, bro. My cheekbones right now. I see some bone popping out on my face right now, bro. Hollow cheeks, cheekbone. Women are checking me out, bruv. It's mad. Low body fat. No matter what age you are as a man, whether you're 60, whether you're 35, whether you're 25 or 30, you have to acquire low body fat, right? What does that mean? No sweets, no cakes, right? No no alcohol. I don't drink. I don't drink, bruv. For what? For what, bruv? But the manosphere told me that men peak at 40. Men don't peak at 40, bro. That's some cat, bro. And you know what? I've got a clip that I want to react to. I got a clip, bruv. You know, the only way you're gonna be 40 and pull a young thing is if that you look young for your age. And luckily you're a black man. If you're a black man, okay, you got melanin, right? Many people cannot guess our age. I've noticed that. Many women, right? As long as you look good, you're not fat, you're in shape, you have something going on for yourself, right? It's possible for you to get a chick. But I feel like Africa is all roads lead to Africa, man. I'll be honest with you. Even at this combo I'm having, even like with this combo right now I'm having with you right now, I feel like all roads lead to Africa, man. You want a young woman who's 22, 23, ready to pop out kids for you, Africa. You want a woman that's conservative, right? That's conservative, believes in God, is Christian or Muslim, Africa. Africa has the most Christians, a lot of Christians, a lot of Muslims. Africa, bro. I'll keep it a buck. Man, it's good to be back, man. I just took a break. I had to just took a 2 week break just to relax, recharge. And I'm back now, bruv. I'm back. Guess who's back? IP's back. IP's back. And during that 2 weeks, man, I was just thinking about life, bro. Thinking about, the kind of things I want to talk about on this channel, the kind of messages I want to send out to brothers on this channel. Well, there's two things, right? Number one, male peak. Male peak. What if you don't want to go to Africa? Go Southeast Asia, bro. I feel like East Asia, give it 10 years, bro. That place is cooked. Japan, South Korea cooked in 10 years, bro. I'm calling it now. Japan and South Korea will be cooked in 10 years. Because they're basically hitting westernization to a point where there'll be Europe and America 2.0. I'll keep it a buck, right? And this might sound crazy to you, right? A lot of these Japanese chicks, a lot of these Korean chicks, they're getting ran through, bro. They're getting pumped. I'll just keep it real. You know, start loving black women again. Start loving your own woman again. Some of y'all, some of y'all need to start loving black women again. I mean that, bro. I've always loved black women, foreign chicks, like half black, full black. Start doing that, man. But you know what's crazy, right? If you meet a half black, half Taiwanese chick, do you think that she'll go for a black dude? She was born and raised in Taiwan. She's not thinking about a black guy, bro. I'll keep it a buck. That's why it's very important, right? You go for a black woman that's been born and raised around black people in a foreign land, right? Even like the half black, half Japanese chicks, I'm not too keen on them, man. I'm on it. I told you the last 2 weeks, man, I've been reflective about my content and what I'm pushing out, and what I'm saying here. Yes, I'll talk about them. Yes, I'll make clips about them. Oh, they're beautiful, blah blah blah. But think about it, right? If you meet a half black, half Japanese woman born and raised in Japan, she was born and raised around Asian dudes. Do you think she's thinking about a black guy? I'm just being honest with you, brothers. Can I keep her a buck, please? Can I keep her a buck? Can I keep her a buck? If you meet a half black, half Japanese chick, born and raised in Japan, what makes you think she's thinking about black dudes, or even black dudes are a number of preference? Her preference will be Japanese dudes. Same for half South Korean, half black chick. It'll be a South Korean dude because that's what she's known, bro. Now, if she was born and raised in Nigeria or Ghana or in Ethiopia, I know for a fact that she's checking for a black dude. I'm just keeping her a buck. Shout out to Mars. Africa is the best overall rating for us. Other non-black countries has racial political dynamics which interfere with family building and this. Facts, bro. Facts. Facts. Facts, man. Family is also important, you know. Cultural similarities are also important. That's why I'm going to Africa, bro. I'll keep it a buck. I'm going Caribbean and Africa, man, or some black place in Brazil. I'm just keeping it real. And I feel like the problem we have as black men is that we have not been exposed to decent black women. This might sound controversial, right? But look at our women in America and in the UK. Compare these same women to women in Africa and the Caribbean. It's night and day. The reason why a lot of black women, right? I'm Jamaican. You know, the reason why a lot of black women, right, are are not attractive are not attractive for a lot of black men in the UK, right? And in what's it called? And in America, is because the quality of BWs are pretty low. And I don't care how that sounds. Right? We have the lowest quality BWs on planet Earth in the West. So that's why you see black guys going after white chicks, Asian women, Latinas. Can you blame them? But when you go to Africa, when you go to Panama, right? When you go to Brazil, that will change how you perceive black women. I guarantee you. When I went to Panama and I saw the amount of beautiful black women there, I was like, wow. I need that. I need that. You know, and I don't blame black men for walking away from BWs. I don't blame them. Look at the quality of BWs in America. Cardi B, Megan, Sexy Red, all these low IQ female rappers. And guess what? A lot of women do act like these rappers in America. I've been to America. I was in America last year. I've been to America. And it's true. The stereotype is true, right? I'm in 7-Eleven, a bunch of BWs walking with beignets, overweight, beignets on their head, loud as hell. But in Panama, I didn't see that, bro. I saw beautiful BWs in dresses, beautiful white teeth, skinny. Traveling will open your mind, bruv. And that's why I keep telling black men, please don't turn your back on black women, man. There's millions of them out there in Africa, Caribbean, Brazil. And if you want a 21-year-old chick, 22-year-old black chick that'll pop out a kid for you at 23, you will find that in Africa, bro. Just don't wife up a dumb woman. Don't wife up a dumb woman. Okay? I'm going to open up the phone lines in a bit. I want to react to this clip, right, about the male peak. Okay? And this clip here is very truthful about dating after 40. Because, again, over the past 2 weeks, right, I've been thinking about my content, right? I've been thinking about, let me charge my phone. I'm thinking about, right, I only want to tell black men the truth. I only want to tell black men, right, the honest truth and what's feasible and what makes the most sense. Okay? No more of these things where you're 55, you can still pull a 21-year-old baddie. It's possible that you can. Make sure you have money. Make sure you're not looking like a bum. But still, does she love you for you? I don't think she does, bro. Oh, fuck. I have to call back after. Right. It's good to be back, man. Did y'all miss me? I miss y'all, man. 2 weeks is too long. I shouldn't be doing that, but I had to take a break. You know, yeah, something you got to recharge, man. You just gotta, recharge, take things easy. Let me share my screen real quick though. Let me go to video file. Reaction. It's good to be back. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, so I got a clip here, right, about a brother talking about how dating after 40 hits different when you look like us. Okay, us meaning black men. Okay, you see, he might emphasize about self-improvement, looking after yourself, which is why I do. But let's watch this.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are Indian, you're Asian, or you're black, and you're over the age of 42 in North America, and you are trying to date, you are absolutely chopped. The white guys have the privilege that is going to overcome everything you got. Sorry.
We know that. We know that. White man's world, they run the media, entertainment. We know that, bro. But let's kind of watch him.
Say now, there's always going to be somebody that says, well, I have a friend, he's Indian and he's like 44 and he's dating this like really hot Russian 33-year-old. Yeah, but he's got the money, bro. It's
that's facts, bro. Facts. Again, all these extreme examples, all these 45 dating this 20-year-old chick or 30-year-old chick, he's got money. He's rich. Does she really love him for him? How he looks, his personality? I don't think so, bro.
Either money once you're over 42 or the guy's just incredibly good looking. That's
facts. Absolute facts. Thank you. Right? Thank you. Right? The male peak. You can delay the male peak if you have money, right? And you're not out of shape. But there is a male peak.
That's it. I've never met a guy who was over 42, who was Indian, Asian, or black, and was doing well unless he was incredibly good looking or he was just like really rich.
There you go, man. There you go. Like I feel like 40 is probably the male peak. If I'm honest with you, and and you can delay you can delay it if you have a low body fat, you're not ugly, right, and you're in decent shape. Okay. Once again, why is a 21-year-old chick gonna date a 4-year-old guy? It happens, right? But only in rare, extreme occasions. So I don't want men to be delaying things too much. I don't want men to be self-improving forever. You can't be self-improving forever, bro. You can't. Oh, I'm 30 right now. I'm gonna self-improve for the next 10 years. So when I'm 40, I'm gonna get rich at 40, then back all the 20-year-old chicks. No, bro, that's not how it works, man. There is a male peak. There's a flipping male peak. Don't delay things too long. Trust me, bro. I'm keeping the buck.
So if you are over 42, you need to either get on TRT or do peptides. Testosterone, depending on how you want to.
I don't promote that. I don't promote that, right? I'm saying that black men, brothers, whoever men you're watching, right, don't self-improve forever. Okay? Don't be, oh, I'm 25 right now and I'm going to wait 5 years so I start dating again. Let me get my money up. No, don't do that, bro. Or wait till 45 or 40, or that's when, you have everything. Some RPGs have been spewing out nonsense. Oh, I'm 40 right now. I get all the chicks. No, you flipping. No, you're a millionaire, right? There is a male peak, and you want to make sure that you get your woman before you hit that peak. I'm telling you, man, it's gonna look real ugly, right, in the future when you're looking bummy, dusty, and you're thinking, why can't I pull a 21-year-old chick?
Pronounce it. You got to get on TRT. There's no other option. You're just not going to compete in today's sexual dating marketplace.
Or you get your passport. Get your passport, right? Don't self-improve for too long, because I call it the self-improvement doom cycle. And I'll probably do a stream on that this weekend, actually, or later on this week. Men are always self-improving here in the gym, blah blah blah, for how many years, right? But where's the girlfriend? They talk to no chicks. They don't travel. They're not passport bros. And then time goes by. You're 35. You're still self-improving, bro. How long will you self-improve for, bro? How long?
They're 35. In order to have time getting to know them, travel a little bit, then finally get married, have kids, whatever you want to do. That's just not going to happen once you're over 42. Even myself, being an international man of mystery, James Bond of pimping, over 125 cities, I've noticed now in my early 40s that my results have gone down. Call it.
There you go. I feel like 40 is I think 40 is a male peak. 40, 41 is a male peak. Any man below 40 right now, fix up, get your life in order, get your passport, get your clean order, and travel. Do that 6-month wifey tour. I generally feel like 40 is a male peak. You have to get a woman by 40, bro. You have to find your queen by 40. You have to find your woman at 40 by 40, bro. Things get harder unless you're really, really rich, or you are the 1% dude where you have great genetics, right? Even Cristiano Ronaldo, right? He's like 42. I don't think a 20-year-old woman will go for Cristiano Ronaldo right now at 42. He's lost his looks. I'll keep it a buck. He's lost it. Because guess what? He's aged out. And we as men do age out too.
Feminism, call it social media, call it competition, call it the global dating marketplace, call it whatever you want. I just noticed my results went down. And
I know, you know what, he's speaking facts. He's speaking facts, right? He's speaking facts, bro. That.
I'm a guy who's been working out for a long time. But so at a certain point, unless you want the girl to just like you for what you give her, the lifestyle you provide, and for your money, you want her to just like you because you're really handsome and good looking, and that raises your sexual market value. And she's like, ooh, this is a good short-term thing. So there's a choice you got to make. Long-term dating strategy versus short-term dating strategy. Long-term dating strategy is she actually wants you for you, And it could be because of the money thing, but you don't want to lead with that. Short-term dating strategy, she's like, this guy is just hot. He's really attractive. Something about him turns me on in his face, or he's got a great physique. Either way, once you hit 42, you got to maximize one of them.
And the thing is, right, you know what? I believe that you can delay the male peak, right? But you have to be working out very early. So if you're Faye right now, if you're working out consistently over the next decade, right, you can be 42, 40 and still have it and not look dusty, right? But you have to start now. Listen, what you do in your 20s and 30s, right? Okay, what you do in your 20s and 30s can really set you up for the next decade or so. I mean that. And guess what? You know, you as a guy, right? You ain't gotta do heavy weights, right? All you gotta do is do sit-ups, push-ups, chin-ups. You know, do your squats, right? Eat your protein, right? Eat sweets here and there. Okay, cook your own food. Blah 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 blah. You know, and I feel like you can delay the male peak. Have a nice skincare routine, moisturize your face, brush your teeth, right? Come on, bro. Literally, sleep well, you know, sunscreen, like, bruv.
There's no way about it. If you're Caucasian or European, you're good. I know tons of dudes that are just average. They're 45 and they're dating 27-year-olds.
Yeah, we see it in Thailand, of course. We see it in Thailand. Or you can get your passport. Now, the best thing, right, is to get your passport, hit the gym, drink your water, eat healthy, think right, you know, and don't self-improve forever. Get out there and meet a chick, meet woman, bro. Meet woman. The other day, right, I literally stared down a chick. We were looking at each other. We looked back. I looked back. She looked back. And I don't know why I didn't approach her, bro. I don't know why. But it means that I'm in good shape. But whatever I'm doing right now, women are noticing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll give you the game. I'm in the gym 4 times a week. Okay? I don't eat food until 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. So I wake up, I drink water, I have an apple, and I don't eat nothing until 4 p.m. I don't. Until 4 p.m. Okay? From 4 p.m. to around 9 p.m., I eat all my food. 9:30, I have my last meal. I go bed, wake up, bro. I drink water 5 times a day, 4 times a day. I eat fruits 4 times a day. I have a couple cucumbers, carrots, tomatoes as snacks. I keep it a buck. I gotta look my best and feel my best. And guess what? My jawline popping. I literally right now, I have a square jawline, bro. I'm probably at 11% body fat right now. I'm probably at 11% body fat right now. Right? I'm telling you, brothers, it works.
That's fine. The white privilege is very strong. And I'm keeping it 100 with you just because I want you to know the terrain. Like Shang Tzu says in The Art of War, you can't win unless you know the battleground. So I'm giving you the reality, whether it sounds good or not, so you can play accordingly and maximize all the opportunities that you have. Like what I'm saying, real message. I've helped 36,000 dudes around the globe. Give me a like and follow for more.
Shout out to this guy, man, for the breakdown. Yep. Like, yes, I agree. Like, fasting is great, man. You know, fasting is key. Controlling your food portions is key. You know, cooking your own food is key. Like, I want the best for you, bros, man. Honestly, you know, I really do. Let me share another one over here. Okay, let's talk about this one over here, right? So now, hopefully, this should motivate y'all, right? About Filipinas, okay? Message to black men who want to date Filipinas.
Read's message to black men who want to date a Filipina.
Go for it. Go for it.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Oof. Oof. You know, you want to work hard. You want to self-improve to a point where you put that trip to the Philippines or whatever country and you are showing and the woman there show you love and affection, right? That's what I want for men in this movement.
Filipinos will be there for you, and
Filipinas will be there for you, black men.
if you shoot your shot, I think they'll be willing.
And if you shoot your shot, these Filipinos will be willing to have a black brother. And it's true. But what you got to do, right, is make sure that you are on point and you don't self-improve forever.
Are black men popular in Cebu?
Yeah, I think there are a few black men that are good and popular here in the Philippines, and I think a lot of Filipinas would be willing to date black men as well.
Oh, wow. It's how, right, again, the theme of this conversation, right, I mentioned that how if you want a woman who's 21, 22, 23, okay, you want to go with Southeast Asia, okay? The Philippines is in Southeast Asia. I believe that a 22-year-old Filipina woman or 23-year-old chick or 21 will be willing to pop out a kid for you as soon as possible. She won't even care about her career. Now compare that to Japan. If you meet a 21-year-old Japanese chick, yes, you have fun with her. She ain't having no kids until she's around 28, 29, 30, bro. And you're a 35-year-old dude. Are you going to wait 8 years until you're 43 to have your first kid with this Japanese chick? Or you go to the Philippines, you get a 22-year-old chick. The next 8 months, she's pregnant. Pops out your kid for you in 9 months' time. You're 39, you're 36, 37, perfect. It's all about where you go to. And I'm being honest with you, right? East Asia has its positives and its negatives. I'm going to promote these 3 continents in 2026, second half of 2026. Okay? Heavily. Africa, flipping South America, flipping what was I going to say? Caribbean, and that's pretty much it. That's my train of thought.
They're very attractive, actually. I can see a lot of black men in TikTok and Instagram and social media, and they really have a good looks. And I think it's so good that us Filipinos are also venturing out into dating black people, because the
Oh, wow. She said that it's really good that Filipinos are venturing out dating black people. Lord, interesting. Philippines is definitely a top 10 passport bro destination. Philippines is definitely a top 10 passport bros destination, bro. Lord.
most I see here in the Philippines, a good demographic are dating white people. But when we also go into black people, I think it's a really good way of, being able to recognize these individuals for their looks and their amazing aspects of their personality.
She has great English, man. You see, she's educated, right? The English is great. Now, you don't want a dumb young woman. I'm sorry, I don't want a dumb woman. I want a woman that's smart. I don't want a feminist woman, right? But I want a woman that thinks big, that wants me to grow, that wants me to be her king, that wants me to actually conquer the world. And hey IP, invest in that. Hey IP, business. Hey IP, career. Blah blah blah. I want a woman like that, bro. You don't want a dumb woman that thinks small and has a small, narrow mindset.
What is the most attractive things about black men?
Their looks and their swag. For me personally, black men have this natural swag that comes with them. So
Okay. What's that? What swag is that?
that for me is one of the most gravitating aspect about them. Their swag.
Do you think many Filipino likes black men? Appearance and personality?
I think yes. I think there are a lot of Filipinos out there who love black men.
Do you know what's funny, right? Like, I'm now understanding that black men, we're unique in our own way. Now, what does that mean? Okay, we have a unique bone structure. We have unique lips. Okay, we have a unique look, and if you can rock that look effectively, and and enhance it, it can get you a woman. And we also like have great muscle mass as well. Like I'm in the gym, right, and I've noticed how like I'm able to easily shout out to Jam. I'm able to like easily build muscle. Jam told me, "Hey, IP, lift heavier," and I've been lifting heavy, bro. And my muscle, like I've got big arms, bro, but I'm lean, bro. So people looking at me like I'm some sort of like, yo, who's this guy, bruv? If only I was 6'2", but it is what it is, man. If I was 6'2", with my leanness right now, with my jawline, it'd be a wrap, bro. It would be an absolute flipping wrap. But I guess I got to settle for my current height, man. It is what it is, bro. I can't. You can. Yeah, yeah. It's funny how like but you can't have it all, right? Okay, let's talk about Black America right now. Shout out to Black America. You're 6'3". Damn, bro. You blessed, man. You blessed. You winning, bro. You see, you're 6'3". Man, if I was 6'3", bro, I'd be. Oh man, it'd be a wrap, bro, with these chicks. I should this out over here.
I say this, but in the
So we have a clip here, right, in regards to the Black community in America. Let's check it out.
I just want to make sure I'm not alone when I say this, but in the Black community, you don't feel like there's a divide and conquer thing going on right now? To give context,
I definitely do, but it's sad that our community they don't see it for what it is. Just throw them some rap music, throw them some Cardi B, throw them some sexy red, and that will distract them, from all the effort that's happening in our community. Let's kind of watch it, bro.
I work in a very wealthy area, a lot of rich people, right? Everyone either has a family, in a relationship, or marriage with kids. The only
Yep, Arabs, Indians, I guarantee you, couple whites, Black people, just gender war, man. Just low IQ gender war.
time I ever hear anything about toxic relationship patterns is when it comes to the Black community. I mean,
Facts. Of course, it's by design.
we're in a gender war right now. Everybody wants to be single, nobody wants commitment, and everybody's dealing with some kind of fucking trust issues. Sex is transactional. Women are asking for money, men are asking for. From what I've witnessed from other relationships, from what I've witnessed from other people who are wealthy, who are building foundations, who are building generational wealth, we don't have that.
And that's why I'm a passport, bro. Like I know what's happening in the Black community. I can't save it. And that's why I encourage Black men who want to build wealth, who want to have a family, who want to, meet great women, is to become passport bros. It's as simple as that, because a lot of Western Black women, right, can't see that they're being played, they're being controlled, they're being fed nonsense and misinformation. And if you call them out, oh, you're controlling, or you're chauvinist, or you're misogynist, or you a man, you have it easy. Like, why do you want to do with that, bro? That's why, I literally, what's the word for it? I disowned the Western Black community in the UK. Listen, it's not normal that a guy like me, educated, right, clean cut brother, wears a suit, speaks well, struggled getting his own woman in the UK, whereas Indian men easily get their own woman, white men easily, Asian men easily, but Black men, if you're not 6'4", if you're in a fug, if you ain't sagging your pants, if you ain't got dreads, if you're not leaned out, if you're not smoked out, you won't even get looked at twice, bro. Mad.
Are y'all not seeing this? Whenever I say something that goes against the grain, I get like a lot of people in my comments. It's either Black men or Black women, but it's only one of the two who are so against the change that needs to happen to implement foundation, marriages, family, trust, relationship. So what happens when you're 60 years old, 70 years old? What happens then?
You see, guess what? I've been talking about that, bro, and that's why I push that since my wifey tour. Like, it's all fun and games when when you're in your peak, you're young, you're mobile, you're saying F the world, but we do age out. And you want to have a family around you, man, to help you out. I don't want to be in no care home, God forbid. I don't want you brothers to be in no care home. You want to be around your family, your grandkids, bro. I'll keep it a buck. And that's why I push passport bros. That's what I'm telling you, dudes, man. Find a good woman, put babies in her, and live a happy life, man. Do you want to be 60 years old? And and that's why I preach like, like, don't allow your job to control you, man. These jobs, working for the man. Okay, so you worked 30 flipping years, 4 years in corporate America, right? And all you got to show for it is that, oh, I worked in corporate America. I made all this money. Where's your kids, bro? You're alone. You're alone. Where's your wife? Where's your kids? Where's your grandkids? Right? I'll keep it a buck. That's why I tell brothers, right? If you need to quit your job to do a 6-month wifey tour, do it, bro. Because guess what? You can't take your job with you. Everyone leaves the earth, bro. We don't live forever. We don't live forever. I'll keep it a buck. You can't take your job with you. That's why I don't give a damn anymore, bruv. You can't take your job with you. But what you can do is build a foundation on earth via kids, family, and leave a legacy on this earth, bro. Having kids in your image. I want my son to be 6'5", bro. Strong, masculine, with woman. You think I give a damn about a job? You think I give a damn?
You don't have any family. Okay? Your friends have died off. You don't have kids. You don't have generational wealth. You don't have a generation to give that wealth to.
Facts. Preach, sister, preach.
I think that what's happening in Black America right now is a lot more than just it being systemic. I think that it's more than it just being political. I think that we're also wavering the choice that we have to make a difference. And I also think that a lot of that just comes from cognitive dissonance. In order for us to really make change and grow within our community, we have to maintain our community.
Yeah, facts.
This weirdo fucking dating culture that you guys think is the way to go right now, keep it up. Keep it the fuck up. Y'all are going nowhere fast. I don't want no parts of it. Literally, everybody is
absolute facts, man.
out
Preach.
here for themselves. So that's exactly what the oppressor wants.
Facts. Absolute facts, man. At some point in time, you have to learn to trust a woman. Honestly, I know about RP. Listen, I believe that every man should get a prenup, right? A trust fund, right? But you have to give your woman some degree of trust. You have to let a woman in your life, man, and not allow this toxic gender war to poison
You don't
your
have
brain.
any fucking community.
Damn.
She was weak as hell. And even if you do have community, you still have to look over your shoulder every single fucking time.
I'll keep it. She's smart. Yeah, she's speaking facts, bro. Like you have to let yourself go. You have to let a woman into your life, bro, and not like, screwing at her for every single thing. Just make sure she ain't crazy. She's not some sort of crazy feminist, blah blah blah. I'll keep it real. And that might be an Asian woman, that might be a Black woman, blah blah blah. But you have to let a woman in your life, bro. And don't overthink these things, man. That's what they want. That's what they want, bruv. Freedom. And that's why I push passport bros. Let me open up the phone lines, man, for the last 20 minutes. Stop spending money, save and invest. You can be anywhere you want in the world. I don't work for anyone. What's your job, bro? Do you have a business? Do you live off your investments? Well done, bro, for breaking out the matrix, brother. Hope you find a good woman. Shout out to Mr. Green Lantern for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. It's good to be back. I missed you, bros, man. 2 weeks off. Enjoyed my break, but now I'm back for the content. Awesome, man. Thank you very much. So let me open up the phone lines, man. If no one calls in 5 minutes, I'm gonna end the stream and continue my day, right? Building. Make sure you join the Patreon, right? Stream, call in. It's so good to be back, man. So good, so good, so good, so good. Let me get some water. I'm attracted to Indian woman, Latino. Yeah, listen, if you want an Indian chick, bro, she gonna make your life happy. Do it, bro. You know, do it. It's not my cup of tea, but I ain't gonna knock a brother, you know, for dating an Indian chick, bro. It is what it is, man. Like, if you like an Indian woman, it's cool. Western BWR lost cause. Absolute facts, bro. Lost causes, man. All right, let me bring We Are Legend in the background. What's up, We Are Legend? You good, bro? What's up, bro?
I'm good, man. I love the streams thus far, man. It's a welcome sort of change. I think the measured, calm, and realistic angle you've taken, that's really rooted in reality. Because I think in this fair, we're kind of it's kind of become a circle jerk of, you know, you can do no wrong. It's become very black and white, and I think it's a little bit disingenuous. It's a little bit disingenuous, and it's setting us a lot for failure. I know recently you did a stream on looks maxing, and I think a lot of people in the chat thought maybe you were joking, but mate, it's real. Like, you can't just expect to just turn up with a bunch of money and think that girl's gonna like you for you. Like, look, maxing is an improvement. It's necessary, you know. And the points that you made around, you know, SMV and age, it's completely true. Like, you can't expect to turn up at the dating scene at 40 and expect to clean up. Where in the past generations have you ever seen that? Like, I'm sure your parents, maybe my parents, probably got shackled up at 25. I know that's not necessarily the norm now, but to think that you're just gonna purposely self-improve for the next decade is just silly. It is just silly. And to be honest, I've been feeling the same way as a 30-year-old guy who's gonna turn 31 in July. Yeah, I would like to be in a different situation, but it's not as if I don't have an income. I've recently got into IT. I don't need to be like, you know, how they say six figures, six and all that stuff, like, to actually get back onto the dating market. I think that's sort of propaganda they sold us to make us feel inadequate and to make, you know, the dating pool be 1% of guys. But really, you want that girl to like you for you. I think on the last stream I told you I was in Ghana, and what rang true for me as well is one of the points you made earlier. I think a lot of us that were brought up in the UK or in America have a bad connotation of black women just because of the women that we grew up around. But when you travel, you realize that they're just as good as other races of women. So I think it's about time we start questioning all these things that we grew up on and start expanding our thought and our thoughts and our generalizations that we have. yeah, so that's just been my thoughts thus far. But yeah, I think I'm definitely going to take my wifey tour much more serious. It's actually in my 2026 goals. You know, I've transitioned to IT now. I think I definitely need to think about finding wifey at least in the next year. I'd say as a 30-year-old guy.
Perfect, bro. But we gotta do that Ghana stream, man. I'll hit you up on IG, yeah.
Yeah, but no worries.
Perfect, man. Perfect. No, brother, you speaking facts, man. I love the growth that you just mentioned here, and you displayed. Like you get it. You absolutely get it, and I feel like brothers need to start moving with intention, not delay things, and know like and do what's smart and do what's
Yeah,
realistic. Like I mentioned here,
yeah,
you're not gonna get a Japanese chick who's 22, 23 to pop out to like pop a kid out for you at 24. That's just not happening in Japan.
mm,
It's a rich country, educated woman out of university. They want to have their career in order first. They probably get married at 28, have a kid at 31. It's just not happening. And it's probably gonna be one kid. So if you want a woman that's 21, 22 to have a kid for you, it won't be Japan if I keep her a buck. However, it may be Africa, South America, or Southeast Asia, you know? So
100%.
move with intention. So if you don't like this type of woman, right, for some reason, then you're losing, right? Then you're literally limiting your options, right? Because if you want that woman who's 21, 22 to have kids for you, uh, East Asia is I'm ruling that out. Europe, we rule that out as well. It will be Africa, Southeast Asia, and Africa and Caribbean or whatever. Just keeping a buck.
Yeah, I like the fact that you've made that distinction between Southeast Asia and East Asia, because then they may be sort of similar geographically, but culturally it's night and day, you know. So
Mm,
I've actually sort of only thought of Japan and South Korea as places that I would go for a 1 or 2 week vacation. I wouldn't necessarily think I was gonna go there, you know, find a traditionally feminine wifey and start popping 3 or 4 kids in her. I mean, they don't even do it for their own men. So how they gonna? They got some of the lowest birth rates in the world. So how they gonna? You know, it's gonna be a mountain to really go there and sort of, you know, trying to instill this traditionally feminine mindset in her. Whereas the other countries that you mentioned, it's not as if you're gonna go there and go against the grain. You're just you're just assimilating yourself into the culture that's already there. So, and I think that's one of those things where you said, like, you have to be intentional and you have to be wise about how you're going about things. Like, if you know
mm,
that you want a traditionally feminine wifey, why are you then going against the grain to go in a country where that's not the norm? Like, if you're here in the West, right, why are you now going to try and like convert a feminist woman into a traditionally feminine wifey? You're swimming against the tide. It's silly. It's silly.
facts.
It's silly.
I got a super chat, couple super chats. Shout out to Mr. Ross for the support again. Can we get solution content instead of doom and gloom? But this is a solution,
That
Mr.
is a
Ross.
solution. Yeah.
I just reacted to a Filipina saying she loves black men. I've also just spoke about the whole stream that, listen, like, if you want a 21-year-old chick, 22, 23 to pop out kids for you, it won't be Japan, Taiwan, China. Okay, these are rich countries. So what is the solution to meet to get a 21-year-old one? So to get a 22-year-old chick to pop out kids for you, it'll be Africa, South America, Caribbean, etc., etc. Right? I gotta speak the facts here, bro. Now, if you want solutions, brother, hit me up and tell me what you want me to speak about as well. I talk about the good, the bad, and ugly to inform black men about everything, man. I'm not here to sell dreams, bro, as you know, right? That's why, Ross, I keep it real, right? But you know I keep it real, bro, but I appreciate the support, brother. Shout out to Ramel in the building, man. Ramel, what's up, brother, man? Shout out to Ramel in the building, man. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Hope you're well. For the incredible super chat. Salute to you, bro. Man, Ramel, he's doing well. He's thriving, man. And, you know, he's always supported channel. He's an OG member, Hall of Fame member on this channel. Ramel, man, I appreciate it. But you know, but I'm happy for you, but I wish you always the best, the absolute best, bro. The absolute best. Okay. As always, Ramel. So appreciate you, bro. More life, more wealth, more money to you, bro. You're killing it right now, bro. And happy for you, man. Let's get it, Ramel. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it, man. Shout out to the brother Ramel. I would crash out, but no, not today, man. It's gotta be probably on the weekend. Yo, what's up? What's up, Ramel? What's good, IP? Blessing from Vietnam. Fist bump to you back, bro. What's up, bro, Ramel? Shout out to you. Hope Vietnam's treating you well, bro. I appreciate you, brother. Anything else you want to say? We are legends.
Yeah, just a quick in defense of Ross. I think that super chat was sort of later, but just to sort of summarize, because I've been watching this channel for a while, like IP and Theo, they've been telling guys to get into IT, get that foreign income for a while. Recently, IP's been telling brothers to start looks matching. He's just said now, like, these are the countries you want to go to get to what you want. So all those are solutions. You know, those are active steps that you can take to maximize your potential. The worst thing that you don't want is for someone to, you know, sell you a dream, tell you that it's all fun and dandy, only to be sold under whether later down the line. So this is it. It's facts, it's actionable steps, but it's all rooted in reality. So that's it.
Absolute facts, bro. Absolute facts, bro. You know I keep it real, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I've got around 10 more minutes left because I do have some things to do today. So any other callers you want to call in, or if not, it'll be just me and We Are Legends chopping it back, left, back and forth. I'm enjoying the conversation, man. Got a fresh haircut. Make sure, like, also, like, sorry, but I should mention, like, you know, one looks maxim tip is find the haircut that works for you, okay? And find the haircut that fits your head shape, okay? My head shape doesn't work well with long hair. So I don't do dreads. I don't do cornrows. I don't do afro. I cut my hair off, bro. I do like a buzz cut, okay? And that is what suits me. I have that, you know, that buzz cut, short haired look, okay? And I'm getting looks from women right now. I got I'm lean right now. Got a cheekbone, right? High cheekbones coming through because I'm lean as, you know, that I'm lean as F right now. And I got veins on my arms, veins in my neck, you know, veins in my stomach. Call me vein man, right? Call me vein man. You know, hopefully I get to the point where I got veins in my Johnson. You guys are funny, man. But yeah, like, that's how lean I am right now, man. And I want veins on my forehead as well, you know. But yeah, no, I'm not bald, bro. I have a buzz cut, bro. Literally like a number 2. I'm not bald, bro. It's like a low buzz cut, bro. And yeah, like, what's a funny guy, bro? All right, you want to say something else, bro?
Yeah, do you know what? Just funnily enough, I sort of struggled with my hairstyle over the years, but then I realized that, like, quite opposite to you, actually, I need my hair sort of longer, and that fits my face better. I notice it kind of correlates with the dimensions of your face, in particular your forehead size. So if you have a larger forehead, you typically want longer hair because it will then add more symmetry to your face. Whereas if you have a smaller forehead, it makes more sense to have a lower haircut, particularly if you can get waves as well as a black man. Oh my God, if you can get like 360 waves, like, that's like an extra putting an SMV. It looks so good. It looks so good.
Yo, bro, I'm asking me waves then. Yeah, I'm asking me waves then. Carry on, bro.
Yeah, if you can achieve waves, like, yeah, I mean, you might just be overpowered. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there's so many self-improvement things that you can take. Go on that wifey tour, get that IT job, remote, any sort of remote job, you know. But more importantly, don't lie to yourself, man. If you know that, you know, if the truth is here, You know, the truth is here. IP's giving you the truth. Don't listen to the guys that tell you what you want to hear, because you know it's not going to be the greatest outcome. So get busy, get to work. Let's get this before 2030, man.
Facts, man. Facts, bro. Before 2030, man. We gotta make it, man. I don't want to be talking about the same thing in 2030, man. I really don't.
Facts.
I
You know what
want
it
to bring
is?
Ramel on in 2030. You know, Ramel, hopefully by then he'll become a millionaire. He's talking about his businesses. He's talking about doing this, doing that. You know, it's going to be successful streams, bro, in 2030, man. Lord willing. So go on, bro.
That's it, man. We want to show receipts, not rhetoric. That's what it is. I think from 2030, it's all receipts, no more rhetoric. We're just going to be showing how we living, man. Showing how we living.
Facts, man. Facts. Show our chicks as well. You know, bruv, it's gonna be a movie, man.
How you enjoying the bank holiday weather? It's beautiful. I know you got that haircut. You ready to go outside?
It's beautiful, bruv. That's
beautiful,
I got like 5 more minutes left, but I want to be outside chilling, bro. Plotting, bruv. Plotting, man. Plotting, bruv.
Facts. Beautiful.
All right, brothers. I got 5 more minutes left. I'm gonna wrap it up. But I'm back, man. Took my two-week break off. I'll be posting more often now. So I'm back, bruv. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Any other points from you, bro, about the stream topic?
I mean, I think we covered it all. As we said, it's not doom and gloom, it's reality. You know, we're not like, you know, the typical people that sort of, you know, tell you what you want to hear. But it's great. I love it. And I think it's given me a kick up the backside as well. I have been thinking about taking, you know, the next steps in terms of dating more seriously, but this was just a confirmation that confirmed what I was thinking already. So yeah, I mean, I think personally I would like to go to Southeast Asia. Have traveled to Africa. But for me, I think, I know we are going to do a Ghana stream later, but I think for me, when I visited Ghana, there was a lot of infrastructure issues that I think would make living there a bit untenable, but the women were amazing. Thailand has a lot of infrastructure that does make living there incredible. So yeah, as you said, like, you know, you can do your own waifu tour, you can do a waifu tour with IP, but so long as you travel, you get a good feel of what's the right place for you and your personal circumstances, and you have a plan. That's it. Like, have a plan unless it's a plan to fail. So yeah.
Awesome, bro. Appreciate you, man, for calling in. Okay. The topic is a live stream, big time, Ren. You know, in regards to not particularly Ross, not particularly, bro. Listen, women of all races know that the buzz cut is black man's hairstyle. We as black men are not known for long hair, right? You know, like women see black men play basketball, the NFL, social media. We always have like a fade, buzz cut. So you know that's our default look, bro. I've seen women of all races with black men with buzz cuts, bro. I keep it a buck. The bald head, I agree. Bald head, yeah, does appeal to black women. If you have a bald head, like, can you pull an Asian chick? Nah, it's probably over if I keep it a buck.
But more importantly, it's not really what really appeals to a black woman or Asian woman or white woman. It's what makes your SMV higher in general. So if a bald head suits you, then have that. If having short hair or a buzz cut suits you, do that. So you don't want to get into the mindset of, oh, let me do whatever suits this particular race, because that becomes a hamster wheel of always trying to chase validation. And once you get into that mindset, it's very hard to get out of. And women can smell that on you. Women can smell that on you as well. The fact that you're that you feel that you're less than and you have to do a particular thing. I think a lot of us grew up in that, like, you know, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to, you have to be a thug, you have to, no, mate, you do what's good for your SMV.
Facts, absolute facts. So I want to bring in, right, the legend, the one and only, two legends. Yes, Ramel. Oh shoot, one and only. The facts about Ghana. I ain't planning to live there yet, but it tastes so bad. Yeah, I can't wait for that Ghana stream there, bro. I might even go out there myself. My honest with you. Let me bring in Ramel in the background. What's up, Ramel? You doing good, bro?
Hey, what's going on, IP? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, bro. How are you, man?
I'm real good. And what's up to the guest as well, man? Nice to meet you, bro.
What's up, bro? Nice to meet you, bro. Nice to meet you.
Respect. Yeah, bro. Sorry, I came in late, man. I caught the end of the stream, but I saw the topic and I thought, oh man, that is a good topic. So I just wanted to come in quick and give my 2 pence, man, because yeah, that was a really good topic, IP, man. Respect for coming up with this one. Dating younger women is not all it's cracked up to be out here.
Facts. And do you know what, Ramel? I'm sure you give your personal thoughts, right? But a key point as a con for me was that, like, so a lot of dudes are like, let's say 35, 36, 37, 38, late 30s, right? Who want a young chick, right? Okay, so they can pull a young chick, right? 21, 22. But would a young chick actually give them a baby, let's say at 23, 24? It's unlikely because she's a chick, right, that's maybe at university or even graduate at university, right? She's 22, 23, finished her degree in business, right? She probably wants to work first before having a kid. Why would she have a kid first, bro? Then go on maternity leave, right? Then let her career for 2 years or 3 years, bro. I don't think that's going to work out, particularly like in places like Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, even like first world countries that are foreign, you know, whereas it could work out probably with an African chick who's 22 or a chick in Vietnam who's 22 or in Thailand or somewhere in, let's say, South America. So you have to know what you want from a woman at that age. If you want a kid of a 22-year-old chick, unlikely she'll be Japanese or Taiwanese, bro. They don't have kids that young. Whereas in Brazil or Colombia or Ghana, it's a possibility. So there's pros and cons there, bro. What's your thoughts, Ramel?
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie, man. You're kind of spot on right now, brother. And I'm gonna give a little extra context. So, as you know, I've been out here in Vietnam for 2 years now. I'm on literally touching 2 years. You know, I've lived in Korea, I've lived in China, I've done time in Thailand, bro. You know what it is? The Western culture is just spreading like wildfire, man. Like I touched base with your community, like almost 5 years ago, right? And in just 5 years, I've seen massive changes with like foreign women. And bro, because of social media, TikTok, Western culture has spread like wildfire, bro. So this Gen Z generation, even here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, bro, the chances of finding like a girl that's going to give you kids, I'm not saying you can't find a good younger girl, but you're going to be on completely different paths. What she's going to be on is doing stupid memes, watching TikTok all the time. If you want to be talking about wealth building, family, empire, that's not the kind of conversations that average 21 to even 25-year-old is going to entertain with you, unless you find a rare gem. Yeah, man. Like, then I will be honest, they're not 3 or 4s like a lot of the Western girls, but in terms of mindset, they're still kids, man. They're still kids at heart. That's just how it is right now, especially in major cities, even in Asia.
Damn. And you know what? Like, that's why I feel like, you know, eventually, like, all road leads to Africa, right? Africa has 55 countries or 50 countries, right? Where obviously, and this might sound a bit messed up, right? But the poorer a country, the more likely a woman who's at that age will have a kid. It's just how economics work, right? So I feel like, you know, if brothers really want a young woman who's 23, 24, right, 22 to pop out a kid for them, obviously they need to come in with a Western currency. And I think they can find it in Africa, bro. If I'm honest with you, you definitely won't find that in Japan or South Korea or Taiwan or China, bro. It's just not happening. These are first world countries. They send a woman to university to work. Then maybe around 30, 29, they pop out their first kid and only be one kid. So you have to know what you want from this movement, okay? And I think it's very important. Like, just don't waste time. Figure out what you want and go to that country that will give you what you need. And that's why I keep telling black men, right? Don't ignore black women and start liking black women again. Because more than likely, you may find a woman like that in Africa, bro. I'll keep it a buck.
You know what, 100%, bro. I'll keep it real with you. And when you just look at the data and studying economics, any country that starts to blow up in terms of GDP and economic growth, you always see the similar trend. As a country grows in wealth, birth rates start to decline. Country grows in wealth, birth rates start to decline. It's just a natural order of things. You see this all over. Korea, Japan, it's just constant, man. But with that being said, so there is one saving grace, I'll say, but that comes with, again, you know, pros and cons. I say if you're going to major cities like Tokyo, Osaka, even in Southeast Asia here in Ho Chi Minh, forget about it. So I agree with you. You have to know what you want. If you're an older man and you're still just on, you know, you want to have fun, you just want to play around, cool, do that. It's here for you. Age gap is not a thing in Vietnam. I'll tell you that now, man. I'm 33. I've dated many girls between 19 to 24. Many, it's not a problem. But it's more just temporary, not really going to go anywhere long term. The saving grace is when you go to more like rural or smaller cities, smaller towns, you can still find a lot more traditional minded girls who want to marry quickly. The only downside is they don't speak English. So that's the downside. So you can still find it out here with younger girls, but the chances are they're going to be in a place where they don't even speak English. So unless you're invested in learning the language, that's going to be the trade-off.
Incredible. Thanks for that breakdown there, Ramel. Let me bring in Jam. Jam, do you have any thoughts on our comments, bro?
I mean, Ramel pretty much said like 70% of what I was going to say. Like, he's absolutely right about that. But what I will say here, though, although he's right about the Western culture, right, happening here in Vietnam, especially if you get a younger woman like my girl, for instance, they're still influenceable. You know what I mean? Like, they say they want this, right? That's true. And they do believe it in the beginning. But then when you're with them, you can kind of still mold them, you know what I mean, to be how you want them to be. Way more so than like a Western woman. Like a Western woman, you know, she's just hard-headed, like she's stuck in her ways, like you really can't do anything about her. But these girls, they have these Western ideas because of what he said before, the social media, TikTok, stuff like that. But they're not like hard and fast on it. So I wouldn't say that they're a lost cause. Like I personally wouldn't say that. In fact, I would say even myself, like if I was serious about having kids, I could probably do that with my girl right now. But I just don't want to. I'm still young. And he's also right about the about the foreign thing. Like if you go outside of the major cities, right, you'll find a lot more women who are willing to, you know, have families and start up like that. But the issue is, it's like a catch-22. I mean, he just says before, it's like a catch-22. You want an educated woman, but the more educated she is, the less likely she is to have kids young, right? And the less educated she is, especially if she don't speak English, And like Vietnamese, like it's something that I thought about learning, but it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and look, I'm not lazy. Like I speak 4 different languages. I'm learning a 5th one right now. So I obviously have put the time in, you know, but like learning something like Vietnamese, that is not an easy language. It's tonal. It's like Chinese. I mean, you know, I think Morel has a better opportunity to learn Vietnamese than I do because he knows some Mandarin, which is tonal. But if you're like American like us and you speak English, well, not like us. If you're Western like us and you speak English, tonal languages are like a whole different ballgame. It takes a lot more time for even your ears to get adjusted to it, and then for you to even reproduce a sound where you're intelligible. Because if you don't say it in the right tone, oftentimes they literally won't even understand you. So you have to make a big investment if you want to do that, especially if you're learning something like Vietnamese, because you're only ever going to speak it in Vietnam. So you have to make sure, okay, if I'm going to learn Vietnamese, it's going to be like at least like a 2-3 year journey. If I want to learn it, that means you have to be 100% sure that you're going to stay in this country and you're going to build a life here. Otherwise, you're just wasting time, or maybe you're just doing it for fun. And for me personally, I'm just not want to make that investment yet. So the issue about dating a rural girl, what he's saying about it is true, because if you date a rural girl, she's not going to speak English. And doing the whole translator thing, I mean, I don't know about you, I just can't do that. Like, it's cool if it's a short-term thing, but I can't have my girl, like, I just can't have me doing that. That's the reason why, like, I like Latin America or South America, because, you know, learning Spanish and learning Portuguese is relatively quick. You can get really good within 2 to 3 months. But then the issue with South America is that it's not as safe as Asia. So, like, there's no perfect place. There's always trade-offs you're making. It's unfortunate, but there's no perfect place. And then the other thing I wanted to say too about the whole, like, I've said this before, so I'm not going to put too much on it, but I truly do believe that's the reason why I'm saying it. And I do believe that this is going to eventually, because I already see a group of men having my thinking. So I do believe this is going to eventually become mainstream. Even IP, I believe you'll believe this at one point. But the whole, like, the whole, okay, it's just a black American or the Western black woman, and it's not the other black woman. I do not believe that. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think that they all have that mindset. It's just about opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, you've heard the one quick story I'll say is that you've heard that Russian dude who bedded like 700 different black women. And you hear these stories like a lot. It's not even just one dude. There's a few dudes who've done this. You never hear them do this with any other race of women except African women. Like, I mean, explain that to me. Like, why is it only those women who allow themselves to do that? Like, it's just, I'm not convinced on the whole, go back to the homeland to find a wife. I'm not convinced on that.
Fair enough, bro. Fair enough, Jam. I don't want to speak too deep on that today because I don't have enough time, but we can definitely speak about that in the future. I'm really super chat. Shout out to Mr. Thank you both for the support. Theodore and Woke for the support, brother. Women, for the most part, do not truly love a man for who he is. They love how he makes them feel and how utilitarian he is to them. Genuine burning desire is nice, but highly sustainable in the long term. Great stream IP. That might be a future stream topic, bro. I'll make a note of that, actually. Might be for Thursday or Friday. That's a great point. Do women truly love men as passport bros? Oh, that'd be a fine one. Shout out to Mr. Big Time Brim for the support. All solutions require work. Men, you have to be willing to do the work for self-improvement. The best version of yourself gets the best selection of women. I definitely agree with that, bro. I definitely agree with that. So why we have Ramel here? Ramel, do you want to chime in, brother? And Jam's point out any other points, brother? Fire away, bro.
Yeah, I mostly agree with him. So with the young girl thing, so I stand by what I said when I see like a lot of them are just they're obsessed with their phone, man. And I think that's just this generation, to be honest with you, this Gen Z generation. I think that's across the world now. They're just glued to their phone. But one thing I do agree with him is it is still better than back home, and they are still moldable. But I've just kind of gotten to the point where I just can't be bothered to put in that work. But then again, I agree with him. You're more likely, if you do want a younger girl, I'd say between 20 to 24, you can find it. She is moldable. Just their natural nature is to be a follower. Like most of the women in Vietnam, they like the whole, oh, you're the man, you made the decision. They are like that naturally. So he's absolutely right. They're moldable. But it just takes work, man. And it just depends on your own disposition. Like, me right now, like I said, I'm in kingdom building arc right now, so I just can't be bothered. My current girlfriend is 26, so that's the sweet spot I found for me. So I'm just sticking there right now. And the last thing I agree with him is, bro, you know me, man. I've always been the language guy. I speak Chinese, I speak Spanish, I speak Korean, but Vietnamese is not a real language, bro. It's not a real language. Like, I thought because I speak Chinese, Vietnamese would be easy to learn. It's not, man. I just can't crack this code. And like he said, unless you know in your heart you're invested in staying here long term, it's not worth the effort. And I know I'm on like Philippines, Japan next, and potentially South America. So yeah, I'm not willing to put in that effort.
But it's funny how you mentioned how 26 is a sweet spot. But it kind of makes sense because I think that's the age where, okay, she could have a kid or she can continue going as well. And I feel like, we've been quite harsh on, older women over the past several years, and over the past 2 weeks, I've just been like thinking about, okay, so what really makes sense for us in our movement? Because I can preach right about, okay, Black men go after these 21-year-old, 22-year-old chicks, right? However, I think that's all location dependent. Because if you want a family of a 20-year-old chick in Japan or Taiwan or South Korea, you're out of luck, bro. She's not gonna pop out a kid for you at that age. She may be pregnant. I guarantee you she would delete that. Going to keep it PG. Let's just say she should do some deletions. Okay, so you need to know what you want from this movement and what country will give you what you want, but keep her buck. Now, you may get lucky, but I feel like if you do get lucky, you need to have money, right? You need to show the chick that you can actually she's able to give up her career for the first couple years for you to look after her and the kid, in Japan or whatever, South Korea. So you have to know what you want from this movement, man, or else you screw up. If I keep her back, and I just want to give men the honest answer here. And I've been talking about a particular the thing called the male peak, right? And I feel like the male peak it's a thing. I genuinely believe that 40 is where it goes downwards for men, 40 onwards. And I believe that men have until 40 years old to get their ish together. That's just what I've seen from stats. I just read to a clip half an hour ago by a brother who said 40, 42 is probably the peak for men of all races apart from white men. So, brothers, we have to make sure that we give you the truth and we're not selling you dreams. You feel me?
No, yeah, I agree, bro. I agree, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I think a lot of brothers, including myself, right? Because when you're black, like for the most part, you tend to age a lot better. So a lot of brothers that I know that are in their 30s, they look like they could easily be mid 20s. You know what I mean? And so we just kind of feel like we got mad time. We kind of like we're kind of like doing the same thing that the women make a mistake about. You know what I mean? Because I know dudes who are like 35, and they look like they're 26 to 27. I'm like, yeah, but dude, you're almost pushing 40. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know you can still party with the young girls, but like eventually, that gray hair is going to come out. And I personally think, like I said, it's two things that make you like really start to age out in the eyes of women. One is the balding, right? And then two is the grays, right? If you still have a flood of hair and you have no grays, like, and you're a black man and you're in shape, you're like, dude, you can really be slaying for like a while. But the thing is, and this is also the reason why I believe, because I have conversations with some brothers of mine. This is also the reason why I believe a lot of white dudes, they get like shacked up very early because, some white dudes, I mean, yeah, there are some white dudes who have very good genetics, but I would say the overwhelming majority of white dudes, they age out pretty quickly. Like they end up losing their hair or graying out or whatever. So they usually end up shagging up with a girl really young because they know that if they were to wait too long, that they would age out sooner. But like I said, because most black dudes don't have that problem, especially on the whole graying thing, like black dudes gray like 10 years later than every other race. You know what I mean? So because black dudes don't have that problem, they tend to be a lot more adolescent. And also I think black dudes like ourselves, like for example, myself, I didn't get much play in high school. I didn't really get it like that until college. So we end up like making up for quote unquote lost time. And that's also another reason I feel like we're not so serious about it.
Facts, absolute facts. All right, so I got to head off. Let's go for closing statements. It's a hot day over here. So let's go for We Are Legend. Do you have any closing statements, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I did want to say one thing, but I think it'll make the conversation a bit too long. So I'll just let everyone enjoy the bank holiday weekend.
No, say your last point there, bro. Fire away.
Yeah, so I think there is a trend that I've noticed, particularly kind of leading off what the brother last just said in terms of a lot of brothers getting play later on in years and it then transitioning it to pushing back key stages in their life whereby they should have done things earlier, but then it's now getting pushed till later. One thing I have noticed with a lot of brothers who are going abroad is that they're taking a lot of their bad dating habits with them. So I noticed this particularly when I went to Thailand. There was a particular guy that I went with from Canada who looks for women in the same place that he would when he was in Canada. So like you can't then judge women in the club the same way that you will judge the wider population and then say, oh, they're all the same, they're all on their phone. It's like you're still looking in the same trash that you did when you was in Canada. And I'm not necessarily saying that the girls in Canada are like great, but what I'm saying is that if you go to the places where you can find high quality women, you would find that they're miles different from the general population in that country. You can't go to a strip where there's literal, you know what I'm saying, p-words dragging you into bars and then say that women are the same as they are in the West. So I think we just have to be mindful that like we don't repeat the same mistakes that we did just because of our inexperience. So for example, with me, I've been very experienced. I know where to find a high quality girl, but I think a lot of guys, they just go on a trip and think they can just do the exact same things as they did in the West, and it's all gonna work out. Like, it's not like, if you meet your girl in a bar, I guarantee you she's gonna be very similar to a girl in the West in terms of being on TikTok, being on the phone, saying stupid things like "clack it." Like, they're all gonna say, they're gonna because for some reason they think that the West culturally is superior, so they're gonna try and copy them, even though they don't actually know it's all degenerate. So I think it's just wise that we have a different methodology in terms of how we approach trying to find a high quality girl aboard. That's all.
Thank you, man. Mr. Jam, do you have any closing statements?
I got a question for Ramel. Ramel, are you doing the visa runs, or do you have a visa to stay there long term? Just wondering.
I do visa runs, bro.
Okay, yo, you mind dropping your email in the internal chat? I just want to ask you about that because I do visa runs. I do like long visa runs, so I'm trying to see if there's like a quicker way.
I got you.
All right, thanks, IP.
Awesome. Thank you, Jam. Before I go to Ramel, shout out to Mr. Ace of Spades for the support. Appreciate you, bro. Thai birth rates lower than South Korea and Japan. What the? That can't be right. Let me search that myself afterwards, man. That could not be right. Ramel, do you have any closing statements, bro?
Yeah, bro. So, man, I agree with you, IP, man. You just gotta be high intention now, like with the passport bro movement, a lot of things are going mainstream, cultures are mixing, but it still is, a lot of things are still better than back home, I'd say. But I agree with you. You just gotta have high intentions and know exactly what you want, man. If you're going abroad and you just want to have fun, that's cool. Be prepared for that. If you want to have, serious relationship, at the end of the day, environment matters. So just know your location, know your environment. Environment matters, intention matters. That's it, really.
Facts.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Hey, good to have you back from Jam, Real Legend. Appreciate you, brothers, man. So, brothers, look forward to the next live stream, probably later on this week. And we have some interesting streams ahead, man. So look after yourselves. Have a great week ahead. And salute, yeah. Thank you to all the guys who super chatted. Much appreciated for the support. Who liked the video, join the Patreon, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace out, brothers.